Oh great, it's this level. Every time that I go back to replay all of Sonic's levels, I usually end up skipping this one. I could be taking less time here, but it takes so long. It takes so long to get over there if I do it the safe way. But I could just jump, but I might end up getting hurt there. You're in a sort of pseudo 2D perspective there. I say pseudo because you can still move on the Z-axis. So these are unique. One positive thing I'll say about Skyduck is that I love the music, especially in Act 1. Like, this is one of the best tracks in the entire game. You can actually jump into Tails when he's following you and hurt him, which is good video game cruelty potential. It doesn't really mean anything though. I really didn't want to get that Speed Shoes power-up, because they give the Speed Shoes power-up its own theme in the 3 Sonic games. So it no longer increases the speed of the music of the level by 1.5 times, like it did in the classic era. Which sucks because, you know, maybe I want to hear the actual level music and not the crappy Speed Shoes power-up theme. That's also why I avoided getting it in Red Mountain Act 2. Because there's a Speed Shoes power-up if you go through a left tunnel at the beginning of it. But I didn't want to get it because that would ruin the atmosphere by getting rid of the music. There's a cannon that will hurt you if you don't keep going fast. So you gotta watch out for that. I don't like that effect because I'm not really sure. Are you supposed to be going through the clouds? Is that what that white stuff is? It's easy to figure out how you're supposed to progress in this level. You just keep doing the same thing over and over towards the end. Unfortunately, there's 2 more acts of this. Now, the level would be fine if the mere 2 minutes of Act 1 was all there was. I think 2 minutes is a pretty acceptable length for a Sonic level. Now, you can potentially get yourself killed there because the rocket brings you off the edge of the stage and you die. So I'm always very nervous about trying to do that. And I hate Act 2 and 3 of Skyduck. Act 1 isn't so bad. But then you get this stupid gimmick where you have the wind, and you can't just keep on spin dashing, because if you spin dash into something in Sonic Adventure, then you'll stop. You'll uncurl from ball form like a Sonic Blast, and you don't uncurl, but you just stop. You don't keep on going. Why? So you can't just constantly spin dash. Thankfully, you can easily figure out where you need to go in this seemingly non-linear area by just looking at the arrows on the floor, because they tell you where you're supposed to go. That's why I don't really mind the fact that the level looks so wide open, because you're not confused about where you're supposed to go in it because of all the arrows pointing you in that direction. You might say it's hand-holding, but I call it good game design. It's not good game design to be wandering around lost. And this is really annoying. It's entirely down to luck whether or not the cannon decides to face you or not. Sometimes you can be waiting forever, dodging attacks, waiting for the cannon to finally shoot you, and only then can you attack with a rocket. I'm not really sure what Sonic's trying to be accomplishing by shooting the rockets at stuff. I guess he's trying to crash the egg carrier, and that's why it crashes later. This is a cool part, but then you get to this. Act 3 is absolutely horrible because of the camera angle. The ship is tilted, and because of this, the camera goes haywire because it tilts with it, and your controls are affected by this. As you can see, it is impossible to get into free camera mode here, because the horrible camera is the entire point. What great game design! Really? It's so hard for me to even so much as jump onto that crane because of the horrible camera, I couldn't tell where I was standing on the platform. I hate this level. Now there is a cool glitch you can do, and I didn't do it as well as I could have, but you can potentially skip a lot more than I did. I was sort of panicked there, but I managed to get here. But you can't actually skip more than that. Right behind me was really annoying climbing the ladder section, where you would slowly climb the ladders and dodge stuff that was falling. And it's really tedious and wastes your time, so I'm glad that I was able to skip it. That's why I love the level design in this game, because if there's something annoying, chances are you can skip it. Although because of the screwed up camera controls, just getting here was a task all by itself. You may have noticed at one point Sonic was jittering around when I was just holding down on the control stick and he wasn't going down. 5 minutes and a half. Well, I guess it makes sort of sense because it's more of a grand epic game, like Sonic 3 Knuckles.
Is that it?
It might be, but let's check out the bridge.
And now we get to exploring the egg carrier, which I consider to be the most confusing hub world in the entire game. It took a long time for me to memorize this one. Like with the Mystic Ruins, I had some trouble because I kept forgetting which cave led into which area. And so I kept wandering around aimlessly at first, but I was able to memorize it. With this one, especially the outer area, because the inner area isn't so bad. But when you get to the outer area of the egg carrier, it's really difficult to memorize how to navigate it and which door is going to where. Why would Eggman have... Like, Eggman is supposed to be an insult that Sonic came up with. So why would Eggman's password to his Chao Garden be the insult that Sonic only started calling him yesterday? I guess he only got a portal to this place yesterday. It creates a plot hole. That was an annoying sound. The animals make really annoying sounds. So that's what the animals are for. You level up the Chao and increase their stats. And what stats you increase depends on which animal you give them. And also changes the way the Chao look, which I like because all of the Chao would look exactly the same for the most part if I didn't have animals to differentiate the different Chao from each other. I also like the music that plays here. Like it feels like Eggman's grandiose invention. Because it really shows how proud Eggman is in building the egg carrier. And it's high in the sky and stuff. So it's a suitable theme. Not the best though.
No way!
So it turns out that the bird that Amy had a Chaos Emerald. Somehow. Not really sure who put the Chaos Emerald in his locket. I guess Chaos Emeralds magically shrink. Master Robotnik. Did you see that? They made the same mistake with the subtitle that Sonic the Fighters did. How did they miss that? At least he didn't actually read the script like that.
Get rid of these pests. Show them what you've got. Aye, aye, sir.
So now you've got to fight a robot that's the same height as Sonic. Oh, this is going to be so difficult. This is going to be the hardest boss in all of Sonic history. How am I ever going to fight this without losing a life? Oh, that's how. That's right, this is another character battle. Only there for the sake of telling the story through the gameplay. Sonic X actually did this better because it was an animated anime, and so Amy just instantly appeared here and had her arms spread out like she was protecting him. Here it's kind of awkward because only now does she do it. You don't actually learn how he helped her until Amy and Gamma's story.
Okay, whatever you say. You must have your reasons.
I refuse to believe that this is how it went in canon. They're just hiding the information for us purposely to give us a reason to play through Amy and Gamma's stories.
Hey, this ship is losing altitude.
Because you have to play through the stories to find out
Hurry,
more
Tails.
elements
Amy, and get out of here.
about the plot.
Well, what about you?
I'll find that Eggman and put him out of commission.
Unfortunately, he doesn't mean kill him, which is the only logical thing that would mean. But yeah, I said Gamma's story. As you can see, now you can play as Gamma. That's his
Are
code
you
name.
okay?
So you can actually play as one of Eggman's
The
robots
egg
in this
carrier is
game,
losing altitude.
which is a very novel concept.
Auto recovery system activated.
This is the bullshit explanation for why Gamma is able to continue the story after you
Go
defeat
to
him.
the captain's room.
I would like to know where the captain's room is.
If I'm
Good thing
to
that cutscene
continue,
happened. Warp me
I
over
need
here.
to change this ship back to its original shape. There must be a switch somewhere on the bridge.
If I am
I've
to
gotta find
continue,
it now.
I didn't really like the way that line was performed. I think it would have been less awkward if they didn't keep it. The ship changes shape, and because of that, the way you navigate it is different. I was standing here, and I kept standing here to show you that it would go back if you stand on it long enough. But then I tried to step on the switch, and I just ended up getting pushed back out. And so I had to, because I couldn't go into that door because it was blocked by the chair, I had to go all the way back into the same room again. That never happened to me before. I wonder if Eggman sits on that moving chair for fun. Like, he's a childish man, so I can actually imagine him doing that. Like, just sitting on it as it moves back and forth, giggling. But it's a pretty cool concept. The egg carrier is a transforming ship.
Alert has been cancelled. Resuming monorail operation.
It even thought ahead enough to install a monorail to make traveling through the egg carrier easier. The egg carrier is very well designed. It also has a lot of personality to it because it has like a toy room and stuff. But it just sucks that the egg carrier got all the personality and Eggman's actual base got none. It's so laughably empty. I'll show you Eggman's
Oh,
base
no.
later.
Not again. Chaos. Could this be the same beast?
Of course it is, Sonic. Why'd you even say that? It's the same color and
Oh,
everything.
yes. Attack Sonic now.
Froggy?
So what reason does Chaos actually have for attacking Sonic?
If he's your friend, I'll help you. Just
I
leave it to me.
hate this character. Mainly because his voice makes me extremely
Now I have 6
uncomfortable.
of the Chaos Emeralds. There's only one more left to find. I even found Chaos's missing tail.
Stupid
You
plot
won't get
point
away
is
with this,
stupid.
you madman.
I will.
I wish
You know
Sonic
that
kept saying that
Chaos,
later.
Even though he's not perfected yet.
Because he never says that in later games. Because he never just takes him seriously in later games.
Immediately.
But yeah, that whole Froggy's missing tail, like Chaos's missing tail subplot, as a pathetic excuse to try to include that purple cat as a playable character.
I can't believe this.
And this is the perfect way to cheese this boss fight. Like, I hated this boss fight when I first played it because I kept trying to freeze Chaos. I did exactly that, but he wouldn't freeze for some reason. And so the boss dragged out. But this is a very good way to cheese it. It rewards skill that you're allowed to deal double damage with the lightspeed attack. So I like that boss. Although Eggman it's Eggman's fault that this happened. Why do you think that was a good idea? Dropping those ice bombs there. Recycled dialogue.
Sonic.
You'll find out how all these characters.
Glad you finally made it. I thought you got lost or something.
Until we meet again!
You'll find out how all of these characters got to the egg carriers in their own story. You'll find out how the purple cat got to I can't take life anymore! Why do you think that was a good idea? Couldn't he have just gotten Tails to fly him? Oh, right, Tails brought Amy out of there. Never mind. I guess he can't... But seriously, why didn't he try to take the tornado himself? He can pilot it, right?
I hate Eggman.
He actually never
Where's
says that
this?
again. He acts like he's never actually been in the jungle before, even though it's right next to his house. Or Tails' workshop, anyways. Seriously, how lazy was it that they didn't bother to give the protagonist of the franchise his own house in the hub world? This is supposed to be an introduction to Sonic's world that he lives in. And we don't even know where Sonic lives.
That light. I think it's trying to show me something.
I love that music. And that's right, you can play as that stupid purple cat. See you next part.